Hi, I'm Beth Saunders, and if you're joining me again in this series, we are continuing to deal with a whole box of over 16 years of mementos, photos, memorabilia, things that I wanted to keep, although I did end up throwing some things away. If you watched me in the video where we did some sorting and some power layouts, I was really glad to let a few things go. So what are we going to do today? I was originally going to put some pages together.
But some of the pictures and mementos I wasn't so sure about, and I had laid them out on all these white refill sheets, which, by the way, these are free. They came in the pocket pages in my album. So I had laid them out with just no idea what I was going to do. A few of them are going to be different themes, like where I went to some city and I have paper for that, or it was a Christmas thing and I have different paper for that. But what I did today off camera was I took some of those pictures and I found out that yes, I did want to put them on the Global Getaway simple pages that we did in the first video. And yeah, I really like how that's going along. So I have a lot more stacked up here to work on. But I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and give you a tip about what to do when you run out of those background papers. There are there's a lot in here that comes with the kit, and here's the guidebook. There are 16 layouts, which means 32 pages of these really basic, simple base pages that we've been using. And what happens if you run out of those? Because we have a lot of years that we're trying to get through here. Well, there are different things you can do. If you are a scrapbooker, and don't worry, I'm going to have another solution too. If you're a scrapbooker, one thing you could do is go to the album guidebook and recreate these layouts using, say, uh, this album kit was Global Getaway. So you can actually get the collection and you can sort of recreate the pages. It's not exactly the same, and honestly, the simple pages are a better deal because if you look at some of these layouts, there are like 4 different kinds of paper on here, and you would have to use more sheets of this to create these. The other thing to do is if you get the Global Getaway collection, you can also get the Project Playbook. Um, I think it's still available in print, but if not, you can get a digital download and print it out. And this has a lot of great layouts to use with the collection. So that's if you're a scrapbooker. And I will probably make some of these. As a matter of fact, I might make one on as a video because I want to use it to use some really small pictures, and there's a good one in here to get a lot of pictures on a page. If you're not a scrapbooker, or again, as we said at the beginning, if you just don't have time, then we have simple page kits. So I would love for Creative Memories to offer more of these base pages. Let's see, there's one. I have to be careful about whose faces I'm showing. More of these base pages. That would be great if we can just buy those. And I think they're thinking about it. They did a little trial with some of the advisors recently. But while that's not a solution, we have other simple page kits. So let me show you. I have a whole box here. So they're usually themes that go through the year, like simple page kit number 8 for last year. So 8 would be August. It has, watermelon and summery things going on. And number 10, October. So it came with some Halloween themes. Actually, I might want to use that. So there are lots of simple page kits for last year still available, and I got to looking at this year's simple page kits. I'd really like to have the one that's coming out for next month, Simple Page Kit number 5, Your Own Way, is this year's theme. That's got some neutrals in it, and that would be really great for some of the pictures that I'm working on in this collection. But anyhow, Simple Page Kit number 3, I think I was planning to use. No. I gotta find which one I was going to use. Here it is. Okay, Simple Page Kit number 2. Actually, I want to use for one of my layouts here. So we're going to do that.
So I'm doing a layout for one of the places I lived, rental place in Leonardtown in the late 1980s. But actually there are a lot of pictures with people's faces, and I'm not in touch with those people anymore. So I am going to use some photo placeholders. But as you see, there was a little bit of water and some the house and some people. So I was looking for something that had some neutrals and maybe a splash of blue. And I found this year's Your Own Way Simple Page Kit number 2. I think will be perfect for these pictures. Now, if you have a Creative Memories advisor, you can buy these Simple Page Kits through the website. And it'd be great if you buy them from your advisor. But if you have an advisor, she can also get you one layout, a Simple Page Kit that goes with your album kit. So you could, if you just need 2 more pages, she can get you that and it will match exactly. But this, I think, will go just fine with what I'm doing. So here are the background pages. Just like in our album kit, this is basically already done. Look, they've even got a little sort of an ink splatter design. But there's also the cut apart page. So again, just like we've been doing, it's a Simple Page Kit. Let me get my trimmer. And we will just turn this over. And if I didn't mention before, you want to sort of use the numbers and cut sort of in order. Basically, you'll do your longer cuts and then your shorter cuts. And you see they have them numbered to make it easy for you. So we'll start with number 1, which is a long cut. And I put it on my cutting line here. And if you want to make sure it's going to cut there, you can always pull out the little guide on your trimmer. Yes, that's going to be just the right spot. And then the second one. And I line it up against the edge. And then we turn our paper to do these others. And I don't know if I'll use these mats or not, because my pictures are different sizes. So we'll just see. Okay. That's all the trimming I have to do. Unless I wanted to cut my photos or do something extra. Here is the guide. And this comes with stickers, but I don't have to use these stickers. If it's this was a February and it has some hearts and things like that, but I'm not going to use that for this layout. You could just put the stickers aside and use them for something else. But I may use this banner here. We'll see. So here's a suggested layout. I've got the big light blue piece over here and the light one over here. And they suggest maybe putting a banner across there. We'll see. And 2 vertical mats and another vertical mat. Okay. Now then, I have, let's see, I think I have 4, basically 3.5 by 3.5 pictures over here. And I want to do some journaling. And I don't know if you knew, but we can get these little placeholders, which are handy if you're going to a class and making a lot of layouts and don't have your pictures ready yet. Okay, and then this goes here. And then, well, of course, they suggest 4x6s here, but that's not what I have. I think I have another one on this page. So let me look at my pictures. I know I want to do 4 on this side. It's the family that I stayed with. And let's see, got a friend in that one. Okay, that would go there. And then I've got me and not sure where I want to put things right now. And maybe another one. It's not a great picture, so I'm not sure if I want to use that or not. But okay. So I'll have to just decide where to put my photos, and do I want to use these? I could put them in the middle. I kind of like that better. Move that up a little bit. Yeah. And then, oh, before I adhere anything down, there is a border sticker that I could put across here. Let's see. That would go under everything. Let me see if I want to do that. I'm just going to peel it up and see what it would look like. So that would go under here. And over here. I think I'll leave it off for now. Put that back on my sticker sheet, and I'm going to keep it kind of subtle. All right. Let me adhere my pictures down. I'll be right back. This doesn't have measurements, but I think I'll do this about 2.5 inches from the side. I did that about 3/4 inches, 1 inch. It doesn't really matter. I adhered those down, and I'm still thinking about this one. So here we go. And I even used a few embellishments from the Simple Page Kit, but I didn't do things that, they said 4x6s, and I didn't need that. So this worked out great for my pictures, and I've even journaled. So these are ready to just slip into the pocket pages and go along with my album kit.
So I am really loving my Global Getaway album kit, and there's a link in the show notes if you're interested. But I just wanted you to know, if you need to continue it or if you need something smaller, there are these Simple Page kits, and they work exactly the same way, because I want you to know that it can be easy. I hope this inspires you to get through your piles of photos and memorabilia. And I will see you next time.